Good morning. Welcome to the forecast discussion for April 7th, 2014. It's currently 6:38 a.m. and it's a bit chilly out there. Temperatures are in the lower to mid 30s over the northern interior, mid 30s throughout the New York City metropolitan area, and in upper 30s over the Philadelphia metropolitan area. We do have some scattered cloud cover and some smoke over portions of southern and central New Jersey that you could smell all the way to New York City due to a forest fire that is currently being fought over southwestern New Jersey between Philadelphia and Atlantic City. But the main story as far as weather is not smoke, it's going to be heavy rain, very heavy rain. It's almost good timing with this forest fire to happen now, not that you ever want to have a forest fire, because plenty of rainfall is on the way to help those firefighters with this forest fire this morning. And that heavy rainfall will move through this evening and will produce some localized urban flooding, even some flash flooding over the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area. Today, look for clouds to increase, rain developing by this afternoon, temperatures in the lower to mid 50s throughout the entire region. Now, here's the low pressure system. Now, this low pressure system has lifted out of the Gulf of Mexico, the western Gulf of Mexico, is now in the Mississippi River Valley, heading towards the Tennessee River Valley, and will eventually lift through the St. Lawrence River Valley, which is right here, by the time we get to tomorrow morning. While doing so, it will drag a large amount of moisture from the Gulf of Mexico right up the east coast, producing periods of moderate to heavy rainfall. High pressure is currently off of the east coast to the east of Boston. Will continue to produce an easterly wind today, transporting Atlantic moisture into the region, leading to increasing cloud cover and cool temperatures. That will eventually veer to the southeast at about 10 to 20 miles per hour, with some stronger gusts by this evening. Now, here we have the latest radar, and you can see there's a great deal of moisture that is lifting up through Virginia and heading towards the northern mid-Atlantic. This rainfall will reach the region by this afternoon. I'm thinking about 3 to 4 p.m. Over the entire Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area, becoming heavy this evening. This rainfall right here is what will move through the region tonight, producing anywhere from a half an inch to an inch and a half of rainfall, with local amounts over 2 inches due to some embedded thunderstorms. The only aspect that could really limit this rainfall is if the severe weather really becomes over amplified, over the southeast and Gulf Coast. Other than that, we're looking at a very heavy rainfall event for tonight. We can see that very clearly on the infrared satellite picture. Plenty of lifting here that is developing throughout the southern mid-Atlantic on south through the Gulf Coast. And all of this lifting is going to focus itself over the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area tonight as this low pressure system lifts up towards the Great Lakes. And we can see that very clearly as well on the water vapor satellite picture. We look at all of the northern hemisphere, at least the North American view here, and you can see just a great deal of moisture going all the way back to the tropical Pacific, up through Mexico, enhanced by the Gulf of Mexico, and then this plume of just intense, deep tropical moisture that has developed from the Gulf Coast up into the mid-Atlantic, and that will eventually lift into the northeast as this strong disturbance lifts northeast towards the Great Lakes. Meanwhile, as we can see for the rest of the pattern, we have a nice deep trough to the south of the Aleutians, a ridge on the west coast, a broad trough from the eastern portions of the Rocky Mountains through the plains towards the Great Lakes, a weak ridge over the southeast, and of course we have our upper level low setting up around the Canadian Maritimes, producing a weak negative NAO pattern that keeps this whole pattern rather volatile for the northern mid-Atlantic. Now, the good news is that although we're dealing with rainfall almost all week in the form of showers, it's not going to be a washout this week. And more importantly, temperatures are going to warm up to above normal levels. How about temperatures near 70 degrees by the time we get to Friday? That is going to be absolutely outstanding. So let's take a look at the latest model guidance using the Penn State EWOL website. We're going to use the GFS model guidance. Could have used the European or the Canadian. Either one would have been fine, as the models are in pretty strong agreement on this weather pattern. So again, for this afternoon, increasing clouds, rain developing, should be pushing into the region by about 3 o'clock. spreading throughout the entire region by this evening. If we go into the Yankee game today, with the opening day, the Phillies have postponed already into tomorrow afternoon. For the Yankees game, look for increasing clouds throughout the start of the game, rainfall possible by the later innings, let's say 8th or ninth inning. So usually with these American League games, they can last a bit longer. So as a result, don't be surprised if you're going to be watching this game in rainfall towards the end. Now, for today, again, temperatures are going to be in the lower to mid 50s. For tonight, periods of moderate to heavy rainfall. Looking at rainfall amounts anywhere from a half an inch to an inch and a half, but locally higher amounts. Localized flash flooding and urban flooding will be a threat. Temperatures will fall into the upper 40s to lower 50s, so they won't be falling all that much under a wind that will be veering to the southwest by tomorrow morning. For tomorrow afternoon, high pressure will take control. Notice the dry air here at the mid-levels of the atmosphere. That means that we're going to see some clearing skies rather quickly, and that will lead to the development of strong warming as air sinks off the Appalachian Mountains. How about temperatures in the lower to mid 60s along the coast and mid to upper 60s throughout the rest of the region, including urban locations like Philadelphia, New York City, and Newark? For Wednesday, it's not going to be all that bad. Once we have clouds clear out, you have a few isolated showers possible on Wednesday afternoon. Nothing widespread or significant in nature, just a few isolated showers here and there. Temperatures are in the upper 30s to lower 40s for lows and mid to upper 50s for highs. Cooler only because we have less of a downsloping influence and winds more from the north by Wednesday afternoon. On Thursday, scattered cloud cover could be expected with high pressure in control. Winds veering to the southwest once again. Temperatures are in the mid to upper 30s for lows, as this will be the coolest night of the period because you're going to have radiational cooling and clear skies. And winds are going to generally be light with high pressure right over the Philadelphia, New York City metropolitan area on Thursday morning. By Thursday afternoon, the high pressure system is off the coast. Winds are from the southwest and around 10 to 20 miles per hour. Temperatures warm up into the upper 50s to lower 60s, pretty much normal for this time of year. Then we get to above normal levels for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Now, through this entire period, we'll have weak disturbances move through the region. And I really want to highlight the word weak here. Only isolated to extremely widely scattered showers are expected with these passing disturbances. I can't even really call them cold fronts, as the polar air mass associated with them will be focused more towards Canada than they will towards the northern mid-Atlantic. So as these disturbances move through on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, with a slight shot of an isolated shower here or there, we'll also be under the influence of a southwesterly wind from the surface all the way up to the mid-levels of the atmosphere, and that's going to transport plenty of warm air. So temperatures for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday will range from the mid-40s for lows and mid-60s for highs along the coast and upper 60s to lower 70s over the rest of the region and in urban locations. So the end of this upcoming week is going to be rather warm because we're going to be in a situation where we'll have a ridge along the west coast, a broad trough from the Rockies all the way to the Great Lakes, a ridge over the southeast, and that's going to put the northern mid-Atlantic in a warm yet active storm track with temperatures above normal and also the constant threat of a few isolated showers as disturbances lift from the Mississippi River Valley through the Tennessee River Valley and towards the northern mid-Atlantic each day with the threat for isolated to widely scattered showers. Can't rule out an isolated thunderstorm either. Well, that is your forecast discussion for today. Of course, I'm your meteorologist, Stephen DiMartino. Follow the latest weather information at nynjpaweather.com and nynjpaweather on Twitter, Facebook, Google+, and LinkedIn.